I'd like to introduce Mark Kennedy-Stewart. He's of Rapid Result Marketing. It's world's largest marketing and direct sale consultancy. He works with clients to directly increase sales and bases his fees on a percentage of increase in the sales. He's a qualified chartered accountant who specialised in accounting software systems. Over 15 years of a direct experience in sales and marketing. And he's also an ex-banker and a member of the Future Society, and he likes science fiction.
Thank you, Margaret. How can I live up to that? Okay. You've got 4 options in the future, in the current economic climate. Option number 1, go bankrupt. Now that sounds ridiculous, but can anybody tell me what the price of the Royal Bank of Shares was at close of business today?
9 pence.
No, they finished at 10p mark. They did that check.
10 pence? Oh, they've recovered, because my iPod showed them at 3.3. So they've gone down to 3 and recovered to 10.
9.
If you'd told me 6 months ago that the Royal Bank of Scotland shares could be 3 pence. Option number 2, do nothing. Basically keep doing what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. You might plug along, you might do very well, or you might ending up back at option number 1. Option number 3, go and invest some money and hire some salespeople, sales and marketing people, direct salesmen, direct sales marketing. Again, depends on your industry, but I'll tell you one thing, and I'm going to swear here, sorry ladies, it'll be fucking bloody expensive, and I apologise. Option number 4, come and speak to me or people like me. So, what would somebody like me do? Well, let's get back to very, very simplistic basics. What's sales and marketing all about? It's selling, obviously. Selling goes through 3 phases. Phase number 1 is called sales lead generation. Phase number 2 is converting those sales leads into actual sales. And phase number 3, this is the accountant speaking, so I apologise, is maximising the sales value and profitability of each individual sale. Now, my organisation has somewhere in the region of about 500 techniques and industries and experiences which we boil down to, which makes us very cheap compared to option number 3. So what I'd like to do is just take 1 or 2 of those techniques and give you some real examples of the real world. So let's start with adverts. This is a copy of a publication called the Yellow Pages, and this is specifically Stirling Falkirk area. So can I assume that a reasonable number of people in this room, given that we're in Stirling, Ayr, Falkirk, currently have an advert in this publication? Any show of hands? Any admission? Any previous adverts that you haven't continued because you weren't generating any sales leads? Okay. Now it just so happens I happen to have cooked one earlier, but I'm opening a page. Now this could be any page. I'm picking a page that's got lots of adverts. Now, I know you can't see it in any great detail, but I'll pass it around later. There is not one advert on this page that I would have approved if I was working for you. There is not one advert on these pages that I would say has any serious chance of generating any serious sales leads. An advert does not sell. All an advert does is generate sales leads. It's the most expensive of the first 3 activities because you've got to spend money in advertising. This is just one type of advertising. Here, we've got 2 leaflets that have been handed out. Now, I don't know who it is that handed these leaflets out, and I'm not going to go into them in specifics, but let me be blunt. I wouldn't have approved either of these 2 leaflets. Why? An advert has to follow 4 rules. Now, the different variations for every industry, but rule number 1, you've got to grab the attention of the people that are looking at it. How do you do that? Fundamentally, with a headline. What the headline is going to depend on who you're targeting, what type of people you're trying to get, what you're trying to sell, but it's got to have filled 1 criteria: grab my attention. The second rule, after the headline, you've got to have content in the advert. Now, every one of your businesses will be different, but they all have one thing in common: they've got unique selling points. And that's what you've got to get across in the content of the advert. You may think you know what your unique selling point is, but I guarantee if you speak to your customers, your staff, your suppliers, your competition, every one of them will have a different opinion. But getting that unique selling point for your business is crucial, because until you've got that unique selling point differentiated, you don't know what to put in the content. The third rule that you've got to do is you've got to have a call to action. I don't see one single advert here that has a call to action. What is a call to action? Putting your phone number, your address, your website, your email, all essential, but all useless. It's people's psychology. People read the advert, they read the content, oh that's great, but unless you tell them to contact you, I guarantee 75 to 90% of them will not contact you. If you say, email us, phone us, and we'll give you a free quotation, we'll give you a free kiss, a free trip down the River Mersey, it doesn't matter. Again, it comes back to it's all different for your business, depends who you're trying to contact, depends the message that you're trying to get across. But you have to positively tell people, pick up the phone and phone me, and when you do that, you will qualify for X, Y, Z. And the fourth option, not to undo my previous speaker, your branding. But come back to the very beginning when I said catch people's attention. You don't put the branding at the top of the advert. Have a look again. Branding's all at the top. Why? People don't care what your name is. They don't care what your brand is. This is the yellow pages. This page is for carpet and rug retailers. They want to know why should they buy their carpet and rug from you. Not because you've got a nice name like W.S. Dunshire, sorry if you're here Mr. Dunshire, or Mr. Shepherd, W.J. and Joiners. Sorry, that's the joiners, it's not the carpets. Yes, you tell them who you are. Yes, you put your branding in it, but your branding should be at the bottom, next to the phone number, because the call to action is to phone. They want to know the name of the people they're phoning. And psychologically, they're looking at the name next to the advert. Okay, so that was one example. Now, it was hinted at that I'm a science fiction fan, so I have here a magazine for science fiction. On the back is an advert. This is the most expensive advert in this magazine. Now, I don't know what this magazine charges, but it's a big mass circulation. It's a glossy magazine. You'll find it in every newsagent every month. I'm guessing this advert probably costs between £2,500 and £10,000. I could show them where to place this advert in the magazine for a quarter of that price and probably double or triple the number of responses they're going to get, simply because of the placing in the advert. They were sold this advert because this is the most expensive place in the magazine, and obviously they wanted the best place. Higher price, must be better place. No, doesn't work that way, folks. So, coming back to what I was saying, sometimes increasing your sales is very, very simple. Let me give you an example. This is a real example of a local business based in Broxburn, who I spoke to about a month before Christmas. Went in, spoke with the guy for an hour and a half. Please remember that number, 1.5 hours. I'm an accountant and I do like numbers, and I'm going to be criticised for doing that later, but you'll understand the effectiveness later. He was giving out 23 quotations per month and getting 3 sales. So in effect, for 3 sales, 23 quotations, he was spending a day and a half a week. You're all business people, work it out yourselves. I gave him some advice, some pointers, and he told me in January, in a BNI meeting, that he had given out 7 quotations during the time period where he had followed my advice, so he had saved a lot of time, and he had converted 6 sales. So 3 sales to 6, 20 quotations to 7. Work it out yourselves. So, what do we do that's different? Well, we're an international organisation. As I said, we've got 500 industries, businesses and techniques. We bring all of that down and focus it down on your business. We get to know your business, we find out what you're trying to do, and we don't charge anything like what you would charge for a big fee. So just bringing it back to what I said at the beginning. Your 4 options. Number 1, go bust. Number 2, don't do anything different and maybe end up in the current economic climate back at number 1. Number 3, go and spend some serious money, and it will work. My partner Steve back there used to be £1 million a year salesman. I won't tell you what he was earning bringing in that kind of sales. He brought in the money for the business, but they had to spend serious money to employ him. And you'll find people in your particular industries, go and employ them, get an overdraft from the bank if they'll lend you the money to go and employ them. Or option number 4, come and spend some money with myself for an absolute fraction of that. Now, just to prove what a nice person I am, you'll find my business cards over there, you'll find a website on it, go into that website and type in the number 174. That will then allow you to download reports that I would normally sell you for about £2,500 for free of charge. So go and have a look at some real material and see if that can do you any good. And basically, do something. Don't end up going bust. Thank you for your time.
informative talk for us, and I'm sure we'll all be